Hello, Level A. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So, yesterday we talked about the verb to be, the positive and the negative. And now we're going to talk about regular verbs. All right, so give me 1 second. I have a new tool. All right, so to review, yesterday we did the verb to be. Monday, let's see, it's kind of hard to see. There we go. So the verb to be is what we call an irregular verb. Okay, so this IR means not. Not. So to be is not regular. So when we're using to be, the verb changes depending on the person you're talking about. So remember, I, you, he, she, it. Can't see it. Let's see. There we go. I, you, he, she, it. We, you, and they. All right? So I am. You are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you or y'all, remember the Texas word, are, they are, okay? So really the only ones that are different are I am and he, she, it is. So then remember for the negative, you just put not after. So I am not, you are not, he is not. We are not. Y'all are not. They are not. And then there's two contractions that you need to know. So are not, contraction is aren't. Aren't. Is not, contraction is isn't. Isn't. Alright? So that's our review from yesterday. So today, we're going to talk about regular verbs. So regular verbs could be like run, talk, drive, eat, live. Okay, those are regular verbs. It's a lot of the action verbs are regular. So, for instance, have, the verb to have, is irregular. To have is irregular. It's not regular. So today we're just going to talk about regular verbs. All right? So, okay, are you ready? Regular verbs, let's use the verb eat. All right, to eat is what we're going to do. So, positive. Okay? I eat. You eat. We eat. Y'all eat. They eat. Okay, ooh, you can see, you're like, what about he, she, and it? Okay, so he, she, and it is the only one that's different. These are all the same. He, she, and it, they have an S at the end. So he eats with the S. She eats. It eats. Okay? I eat. You eat. He eats. She eats. It eats. Okay? We eat. So everything else is no S except for he eats. She eats. It eats. Okay. So let's see. Alright. So look at this. Here's some examples. Okay? So we're going to use the verb run. Okay, so we're going to use the verb run, and the only time it's going to have an S is if we're talking about he, she, or it. Okay, so Maria. Which pronoun is Maria? I, you, we, y'all, they? No, Maria is she. Ella, she. So Maria, because it's she, we need the S. Maria runs. Okay, Maria runs. Alright, so look at this. The dogs Many, more than one, right? Not one dog, but maybe 2 or 3 dogs. So because it's plural, we're going to say they, ellos, the dogs. So we don't need the S. There's no S. So the dogs run. All right? My children. This is a tricky one. Children is already plural. So this, let's see. This is one child. And if you have more than one, okay, so one child and many children. One child, many children. No S on children, but it's plural. See, it's more than one. So, children's going to be they. So, my children run. No S. I. Look, no S. I run. Okay? I run. What if we did Samuel? One boy. One boy. What's it going to be? With an S or no S? S. Samuel is he. Samuel is he. Eats. Oh, sorry. Runs. With an S. Alright? So we have the S here on Maria and on Samuel because we're talking about she and he. Okay. So that's positive regular verbs. Okay. Alright. Now we have to talk about negative. Woohoo! Our favorite. Okay. So, for negative, we first need to talk about the verb to do. Hacer. Okay? In English, we call this a helping verb. A verb that helps. Un verbo que ayuda. So, I, you, this is he, she, and it. We, y'all, and they. Okay? So, the verb to do is irregular. Kind of. A little bit. Because, so I do, you do, we do, y'all do, and they do. So look, do. All of them are do. Except, of course, he, she, and it are does. It's almost like a Z sound on the end. Does. Okay? So I do, you do, she does, we do, y'all do, they do. Alright, so that's the verb to do. So we need this verb to make negative for regular verbs. Okay? So, look at this. Alright, I'm going to do it in my red pen because this is negative. Okay, so I do not eat. I do not eat. Okay? So, I eat is the positive. Yay! Yes! I eat. Right? I eat. I don't eat. Do not eat. I do not eat. Okay? You eat. You eat tacos. You eat bananas. Alright, so the negative would be you do not eat. You do not eat. Okay? Well, we're going to skip he, she, it for now. We're not going to do that one yet. Wait. Okay? So we eat is the positive. We eat is the positive. Now let's do the negative. We, can you guess? Do not eat. Y'all or you. Y'all eat. Y'all do not All right. They eat. That's the positive. The negative, they do not eat. Okay? Okay. So let's look at he, she, and it really quick. All right, so we're going to do this. He, she, and it. Okay, so our positive, he, she, and it, let's do this, runs with the S, right? That's the positive. Okay, so in the negative, he, she, and it. Okay, so if you look back up here, we're going to use does. Okay, instead of do, which was what we used for I, you, we, they, we're going to use does. Okay, so she does, oh, you can't see me. There we go. Okay, here's our negative. So he, she does not. All right, and so then we're going to, she runs is the positive. So the negative would be she does not run. Okay, so up here we need an S on run, right? Up here, yes, she runs. Okay, yes, she runs. Now down here where we say no, she does not run, there's no S on run. Where is the S? ¿Dónde está? Where is the S? Look! Ba, 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 ba. So, in the negative, the S moves to does. So she runs, she does not run. She does not run. Okay? So in the negative, for he, she, and it, in the negative, there is no S on the second verb. Okay? No S on the second verb. So we need an S here in the positive, and we don't need an S. There's no S on the second verb. Okay, so let's keep filling out our chart. All right, so he, she, it does not run, or eat, I'm sorry, does not eat, okay? So, she eats, positive. She does not eat, no S, negative. All right, so you are gonna, let's do some practice. Before we do practice, really quickly, let's do contractions. So, do not, we'll do this, we'll do it here. Do not, the contraction is D-O-N apostrophe T. Don't. Do not, contraction is don't. So you could say, the positive is, yay, I eat, or no, I don't eat. Don't. All right, the contraction for he, she, and it does not is this. Doesn't. 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 She eats tacos. She doesn't eat tacos. Okay? So we still have our S in does, doesn't. Does not, doesn't. Does not, doesn't. Okay. So you can see here I've written, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I write, you drive, he lives, with an S, right, because it's he. Michael Jackson, one man, he eats, they read. Okay, so these are all positive yes statements. Yes, I write. Yes, you drive. Yes, he lives. So what we're going to do is we're going to write the negative statement, okay? So I write, so let's go start over here. What's negative? How do we make it negative? I do not write? I write. Yes, I write. No, I do not write. Okay? Yes and no. Do not. Or if you wanted to, you could do the contraction and do don't. I don't write. Okay? So you can do not or don't. They are both correct. This one is correct and this one is correct. Okay. You drive. You, let's do our contraction. You don't drive. Okay, so you drive. Yes, you drive. No, you don't drive. Okay. Ooh, okay, here's our hard ones. He, she, it. He lives. There's our S. We need the S in the positive for he, she, and it. So let's do our, okay, so here's he. So what's our negative words? Are we going to use do not? No, not do not. He does not. All right, so look over here. Our verb is lives. Are we going to write lives with the S here? No. All right, watch. If we do this, this is not correct. Not correct. We don't need that S there because we have the S here. The S moves to the does. So the negative is he does not live. No S. He does not live. He lives in Dallas. He does not live in Dallas. Okay? All right, let's do the next one. Michael Jackson. That's a he. Okay, so we're going to do MJ, Michael Jackson. Okay, over here, eats has an S because this is he. Michael Jackson eats. So let's do our negative. Let's do our contraction. Do you remember what it is? Are we going to say don't? Michael Jackson don't? No, because Michael Jackson is he, so we need to use does, not do. So I'm going to do this contraction. Doesn't. Doesn't. All right, and then our verb, eats. Are we going to put the S on it? No, because our S is here. Our S is here. So Michael Jackson doesn't eat. Michael Jackson eats tacos. Michael Jackson doesn't eat tacos. Doesn't eat. No S on the end. Okay? They read. Let's do this one. Last one. And then you can practice. All right. They read. They read. So, they. Now let's look. Are we going to use doesn't or don't for they? It's not he, she, or it. So we're going to use don't or do not if you want to. So you can say don't or you can say do not. They're both correct. They don't read. Okay, so here's our positive statements. Here's our negative statements. All right. So let's see. Okay, so look at your examples today. All right, this is Tuesday in your packet. All right, so it wants you to write like. So look, here's the verb, and then it wants you to write the negative. So I don't like. You don't like. He doesn't like. She doesn't like. Okay, so you're going to do that for all of these. Get some practice. And then on this one, you are going to use the verb. So these are all positive. Yeah. These are all positive. Okay. So ooh, look, they want you to use the verb be, right? So what would you use? I am 16 years old. Okay, look at the next one, number 2. Tommy live, right? So we need to think this is a regular verb. Does it need an S for Tommy? Tommy, yes, Tommy is he. Tommy is he, so we need the S. Tommy lives at 107 Pine Lane. Okay? So if it's he, she, or it, you need the S. If it's someone else, they, you don't need the S. Okay? And then, yeah, you've got some good practice today. Let's see. So on this one, you're just circling Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. Mr. is like señor. It's a term of respect for men. So Mr. Smith is one man. So that would be he. So you're going to say he plays and circle. Okay? He plays golf. So that is your stuff for today. I will send you your answers this afternoon. And as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I will have a Zoom at, I think, 11:30 this afternoon or this morning. So if you're like, I don't know, then join the Zoom at 11:30 and I can help you. Okay? All right. Have a good week. I'll see you on Thursday at our Zoom.